Tuesday night at Mory's, joined by Chris Getman, class of 1964, former Bulldog athlete and coach in football and baseball, and also the caretaker of Sherman, Handsome Dan, and several Handsome Dans in the past. Chris, also involved in Mory's and one of the pillars of the Yale community here in New Haven. So, Chris, it's a pleasure to have you. And I guess first, let's talk about Mory's and what a special place this is to you.
Well, that's a tough one. Since I'm the head of the House Committee, you're preaching to the choir a little bit. But my feeling about Mory's is that really now it's the only place where alumni can come and get together and hang out with their friends. The colleges are all locked, and there's no other facility here. And of course, the tradition with the singing and everything like that just makes it a pretty unique place.
Chris, Yale athletics also pretty unique and special, I know, and close to your heart. Talk about what that means to you. You see her at so many events, usually with Bulldog in tow, but it really is a special thing for you.
Yeah. Well, it is. I feel that athletics are an integral part of the Yale tradition, first of all, and it's having been an athlete and a coach, it's something that's ingrained in me. But more to the point, I think that, and prior to coming here as a coach, I was an English teacher and a coach at Hotchkiss. I think where people learn a lot is on the athletic field. With playing on a team involves cooperation, focus, teamwork, discipline, and a lot of things that you might not be so prevalent in the classroom.
Your time at Yale, you've stayed here, and I know one of your efforts now in your company's Soundview Capital is to try and recruit some recent Bulldog alums to stay here also. Talk about New Haven.
Well, New Haven is a remarkable place, and I think it's undergone a tremendous transformation really in the last 10 or 15 years, and it's changed. It's a very livable city now, particularly the downtown, and guys your age are staying here and enjoying it and moving back. So I think it's terrific, and it's a great place in which to live.
So many traditions associated with the Yale football program and Yale athletics, and there's a new one brewing, which is it seems every year you get a current football player or two to come work for you at Soundview. And this year it's Stephen Morris who's worked, Rory Hennessy has worked in the past, Jeff Mraz. You've got quite the group coming working for you at Soundview. What's it like to stay current and in touch with those guys who are putting on the uniform?
Well, my feeling, again, as I said earlier, is that athletes bring a special thing to the workplace. I mean, they are, first of all, really have to know how to organize their time. As I said, they're focused. All these Yale kids are smart. They have to be, and they're team players. And so having them in a small office like ours is great. We've had Steve Morse, who's with us now. We've had Matt Coombs, who was terrific. Rory, Jeff, David Knox, all work for us, and they've all done a great job. They're smart. They get it. They catch on quickly, and hopefully they learn a little bit too.
How many Handsome Dans is this for you now?
This guy is number 4. We started in '83 with Maurice, and then we had Bob, who died very prematurely, and then Lewis, and took 2 years off when my wife had her hips replaced, and now we got Sherm, who's a good one.
Now, some might not know, you mentioned Lewis, and enlighten us as to how he got his name.
Lewis? Well, there's a lot of reasons Lewis got his name. First of all, we had Maurice, and the table's down at Maurice. And when I told Frank Ryan what we were calling him, he said, "Did you name him after your hairdresser?" But then Bob we had a contest, and Bob was named Bob as a result of the contest. And then Lewis was the same. We were going to name him Carmen, and I called the coach, and he wasn't too thrilled about that idea. So we named him Louis, which is Carm's middle name. So, and by the way, Maurice is Ron Darling's middle name. And Ron Darling and Rich Diana painted my house when they were sophomores, and all I can say is it's a good thing they have other careers than painting houses, because they painted all the windows shut and everything else. But anyway, Carm's middle name, the table's down at, and as my wife likes to think, there's there's a British handsome Dan named Daniel Day-Lewis, so spelled differently, but you get the idea. Go ahead.
Sherman's telling you it's about time to go, so we'll get you with one last question, which is an injury update on him. We understand he was questionable for the Columbia game.
Sherm had a. Let's see if we can get him up here. Come here, Sherm. Come here. Come here. Come on. There you go.
Bulldogs not quite lap dogs.
Here we go. All right, sure. Here's Sherman, and yeah, we were up in Rhode Island, and went for a walk on the beach, and he was fine. And then Sunday night, he was just limping badly. We took him to the doctors on Monday, and the doctor said he's got a bad ligament, and if you don't take care of him, he'll be a three-legged dog. So we put him on the DL, had him as day-to-day for Columbia, but now he's likely, as you can see. He's very frisky. All right, that's it.
Well, he came storming into Mory's, and Chris Getman and Sherman, we thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Ron. It was good to see you.
All right, let's get Sherman some food.